Yeah, my name's Louisa, aka DJ Dismiss, and I am part of Dutty Girl crew, which I founded about 5 years ago, basically to bring girls together in hip hop, and well, it's turned into sort of dubstep, grime and everything now as well. So. Well, I started my interest with hip hop when I was about 13. I mean, previous to that, I probably heard a lot of sort of commercial hip hop that was on the radio. But around 13, I think my friend had a mixtape that had some real sort of gangster rap on it. And I think, to be honest, that's what kind of turned me and just got me really like, wow, this is like, you know, really interesting. Like it was Two Live Crew, which are really kind of outspoken and really kind of, they're a bit political, but they're also quite dirty kind of lyrics and stuff. And I just thought, oh my God, what is this all about? So then I started sort of searching deeper and sort of got into things like Company Flow and more underground hip hop. And and I pretty much just love most hip hop. I'm not really, you know, I like all spectrums of it, from like the really commercial to the really underground. So. Well, hip hop right now, to me, is really in a funny state. It's not, you know, people are still involved in it, still doing it, but it's very much on the kind of back burner. Like it's not particularly in the charts as much. I mean, obviously, like someone like Jay-Z and Kanye, and you know, there's a lot of commercial kind of hip hop, but it's, you know, a lot of hip hop heads would probably call that, you know, chart music. They don't even sort of associate it massively with hip hop. I do. I mean, Jay-Z's one of my absolute heroes, but and he's one of the best lyricists I think there is. But so they're still doing it as far as I'm concerned. They're out there doing it in hip hop, and that hip hop still is at the forefront in that way. But you know, as a massive genre, like especially like, you know, 5 years ago, it was, you know, everyone was on about hip hop, whereas now it's dubstep and house music, grime, you know, all kinds of other genres are coming about. And to me, that is totally all good as well. I'm really into all those genres as well. And you know, Dutty Girls started out as a hip hop crew, but now we're just taking on everything. I play house music now. I play bass line and, you know, drum and bass. You know, I just play anything that's sort of bass driven. And but also to me, it's really important to have MCs involved with what we do. And you know, that's about the lyricism and, you know, the live aspect of everything. And to me, it's all hip hop. Like hip hop's kind of like a way of life, you know, to be really cliche about it. But you know, I know it's like not exactly the right beat structure or whatever, but it, to me, you know, there's hip hop's to me is like quite an expansive thing. But I think for the future of hip hop, it's going to come back around. Hip hop culture is, well, I guess it's about keeping it real. It's about representing who you are, where you're from, what you're about. Yeah, I think hip hop does affect my way of life, but it's something that I'm used to more, and I you know, I used to be so sort of like, oh, hip hop is everything to me, you know, it really sort of consumed me. But now I guess I've kind of, you know, expanded away from it a little bit, and it's not that I'd ever leave hip hop behind, because it's still just as important to me. It's just that, you know, I've realised, instead of sort of being one track minded about hip hop and thinking that was the be all and end all of everything in my life, like I've realised, you know, where it comes from. Like I'm deep into reggae, you know, I like a lot of soul and funk, and I listen to some of the old stuff, and you know, realise that a lot of the hip hop I've liked over the years actually comes back to that. And also, like, on the progressive side, I'm sort of interested in where it's going. So I guess, you know, hip hop still means everything to me, but it's just that I'm a bit more expansive about how I feel about it now.
That was a new tune. It's called Dutty Living. Production by DJ Dismiss and DJ Daisy. See me on the road, you know what I'm saying. Can you feel the way that I'm feeling? Something ain't right in the air tonight. Trebles high and eyes appealing. I said, see me on the road, you know what I'm saying.
You know, one of the kind of issues within hip hop for me that's obviously been a strong issue for me is the representation of women in hip hop. I'm not, you know, I've got a lot of records. I've collected hip hop for years, and there's nothing that would stop me buying a hip hop record. If I like it, I will buy it. But you know, a lot of my collection is really sexist kind of lyrics, and you know, doesn't necessarily represent women in a good way. But to me, it doesn't, you know, I think a lot of people probably see hip hop as that, and they think it's so sexist and it's bad. But I think good music's good music, personally. But where the lyrics are concerned, I just think that you've got to be in it to win it. And I think that's why, you know, I do what I do with Dutty Gal. I want girls to, you know, we can't just sort of sit back and say, oh, why are the guys talking about us like that? We've got to say, well, let's say what we've got to say, you know, and come back, you know, because hip-hop's about the battle at the end of the day. So, you know, if we don't like it, then we've got to say our piece, you know. I think it's really significant that XLR has been programmed at Knowle West. I think that Knowle West is out on a limb a little bit as far as Bristol hip hop's concerned, and I think that it'd be really good to involve Knowle West with, you know, the rest of Bristol hip hop a lot more, because I've always heard that, you know, big things have been going on in Knowle, but not necessarily, you know, that it's been connecting to the rest of Bristol hip hop. So XLR, you know, the fact that there's already loads of good artists coming over and getting involved and seeing what's going on here is really good, because hopefully connections and networking will start happening more.